Believe it or not, I actually have the Celtics game on in the background. I thought for some reason it was Thursday and the Bruins were playing the Canadians, and I went on the center ice thing and there was nothing on there. And then I checked ESPN, and lo and behold, the Boston Celtics are playing the Chicago Bulls. And I got to tell you something, I don't know the name of one player on the Boston Celtics. All right, the guy, he's got the ball. He's going in towards the painted area. He takes a shot, and a white guy got it. He kicked it back out to the black guy. The black guy is dribbling. He goes down the lane, up and under, and he fucking missed it. And a white guy rebounded it for the other team, and then they blow the whistle. Too many white guys on the court. Jesus Christ. Oh, there's the guy with the fucking ponytail who ripped the arm out of the Cavalier guy. He ripped his fucking elbow out. There you go, the black guy behind his back, and the white guy fouls him, because what else is he going to do, stop him legally? The white guy walks back to the bench shaking his head as if he's not used to that happening. Takes off his Lance Armstrong glasses and sits down on the bench. And now a black guy with a high-top fade with sort of dread starting, but not really. He goes in for the white guy. White guy's shaking his head, knows he's going back to Europe. He knows it. He knows it. He can already taste that fucking Romanian hero he's going to be eating in another fucking month. All right, now another black guy. He's got the ball. Left hand to the right hand. Black guy with dreads looking like a cornerback, but he's playing basketball. The black guy goes through the paint. There's a white guy. He doesn't. Oh, he fouls him, of course, and then acts like he didn't do anything. The big white guy with the ponytail. He still has his arms over his head as if he didn't do it. He wanted a charge, but we know better. Sorry, I like college hoop. Fucking pro hoops way too long. See, here's the replay. The guy comes in. Yeah, dude, you completely fouled him, you fucking dope. You jumped right into him. Big white guy with the fucking left hand floater does not go in. Maybe this is why I don't watch hoop. It makes you feel bad. You know what I mean? As a white dude. Over the white guy, off the glass, and in. It's fucking unbelievable. And he's wearing one of those fucking windshield masks, you know what I mean? Like he wanted to be an axe murderer, but he couldn't commit to it. You know, he wants to get caught. Oh, Jesus Christ, that guy fell on his fucking ass and he shook it off. Good man, black guy with the ball. Good deal, good deal. He's a Celtic. He's black, he's got the ball. I like this. Don't pass to the white guy. Don't pass to the white guy. Fuck! Get rid of it! And he missed it. He missed it. Of course he fucking missed it. Of course he did. The fuck? I mean, you know what I mean? Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, right there. Right down the end of the court. Yeah. Chicago just scored. They don't have a problem knowing who to pass to. I'm like literally reverse racist when I watch hoop. Another white guy. Give it to the white guy again. Gee, you know what? Somehow we're up by 8, though. I'm going to shut the fuck up then. Maybe my white guys are doing all right. This has to be our second team in there. All right, a white guy just faked out another white guy and then took a shot at the top of the key. It didn't go in. Is this like a charity game? I've never seen so many white guys out on a fucking court in basketball. This should be in like black and white. You know, with them dribbling with their hand on top of the ball. Jesus Christ, Dad. Right now it's 91-88 Boston. There's only 2 minutes, 32 seconds left, so in NBA time, that's at least 45 minutes. Over to the white guy, reverse layup. There you go. Black guy points at him like, finally. Should have like 20 more assists, you bearded fuck. So anyways, I was on the plane, and I started watching this space movie, and you know, it's just another one of those space movies where it's just like, you know, everybody dies or people leave. There's always just like the one person left out in space. How are they going to survive? And I started to watch it. It's like, I already saw this fucking movie 2 years ago. Sandra Bullock did this movie, right? She got left alone. When Richard Gere fucking floated off into whatever his fucking guy's name is. The guy with the motorcycles, right? Married the lady finally. Guy from Ocean's 11. One of those guys, he has so much charisma, all he has to do is just say the fucking line. You know? He doesn't have to throw any mustard on it. That guy. George Clooney, he just says the fucking line and you believe him. Right? Fucking guy's fearless. Did you see him in that movie? You didn't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm just going to float out into space. He's still cracking jokes and shit. I'm just going to go over here and suffocate. Take it easy, Sandy. Right? That's how a man goes out. I bet once he floated out of her fucking earshot, he started crying. As you sit there fucking floating around. You gotta love sci-fi. You know why you gotta love sci-fi? You know, I hate watching real shit about space. Because all they do is just tell you how infinite it is and how insignificant we are. It's like, I get it. I got it. Do you have anything else? Have you found one fucking living thing out there? You haven't. So there's really nothing to report other than it's so fucking immense and we still don't have the technology to meet anybody. That's why if you really want to see something about space, you got to watch a sci-fi movie. You know? Say what you want about them. At least they find shit. You know? There's car chases and people, you know, hot chick aliens, right? Space bars and stuff like that. You fucking put on one of those Bravo shows with that black guy there who fucking knows everything. What's his name? He's like the guy from The Matrix. Lawrence Fishburne, except Fishburne. Whatever. He's like that guy, except he's real. Lawrence is real. I'm talking about his character. I fucking watched that guy. I've watched that guy like 3 times, and I just was. He had me believing that we came from the trees. I'm like, this guy is, yeah. And I was like, I thought we came from the ocean of mud. I was going with that. And this guy's like, no, we're from the trees. We got the same fucking. I don't know what he said, but I mean, there was nothing between my ears that could argue with anything that he said. You just have to fucking listen to it. I remember just sitting there watching the guy just going like, this has got to be what it's like when you join a cult. Like how dumb I feel right now. That's what you have to do. Like I was reading this fucking thing. Who's kidding who? I was browsing it. I don't really read anything. I saw this picture and I just put words to it in my brain and now I'm telling it to you. There's some fucking guy. I don't know, he had like 80 wives. One of those fucking weirdos out in fucking Utah. You know what I mean? Either that or he's just like, how come rappers don't talk about those guys? They're always talking about fucking pimps. How about a guy the guy's got 80 fucking women? They all know about each other and they're all smiling in the fucking picture. Huh? I want to see somebody else pull that off and not live in the middle of fucking Utah. I don't know what the fuck it is about Utah, but you could talk a woman into anything out there. You're the one for me. I am? Yeah, you and those 79 other bitches. Okay. Now go make me some butter, bitch. This guy's in prison and he's still running this harem. They don't know any better. You know, when you're walking around with Little House on the Prairie clothes, I mean, you can fucking tell people anything. That's the key. You know what I mean? Like if you want to start a cult, it's very difficult to start it with people that have gone to a department store and bought their clothes. You know, but if there's a group of people that are standing there in clothes that they made themselves, that's where you start. You know what I mean? It's like when you got a shit team. All right, and you got the number 1 draft pick, the team, the person you're going to build your fucking team around, that franchise player. When it comes to cults, the franchise tag is on all those people with those Little House on the Prairie clothes, those Quaker clothes, right? The QCs. You know, you ever think about I'd start a cult. I would do it. You know, I would definitely start a fucking cult. But then after a while, I wouldn't want to do the work. And I'd start like, what do they call that when you fucking don't want to do your job and you have other people do delegating? I'd start delegating all the fucking things. And then granted, at one point, some people are going to be like, well, he said he was Jesus. How come he's not doing anything? I don't remember reading anything about Jesus being lazy. I mean, he just sits around and fucks everybody. I'm getting sick of this, man. Shit, maybe I'm Jesus. Right? And then he takes over, and then all of a sudden they all show up one day. You know, is there anything scarier than angry, stupid people standing in clothes that they made themselves? Just picture what that would look like. You know, the amount of monobrows staring back at you, and you just have to relinquish your power and just at some point ease your way out the back door and let them know that you're not the son of God. There's a fucking afternoon for you, huh? Jesus Christ, how many deadbolts would you have on your bedroom door? All right, I don't know if you guys know this, but I guess they're working on cars that are going to drive themselves in the future. I don't know why. I mean, how fucking lazy are people going to get? I mean, it's going to be great for drinking and driving. You'd just be drinking and riding, you know? All of a sudden, you'll always have that fucking thing, right? I don't like this, man. I don't like how everything's becoming fucking automated. You know, I feel like rich people are gradually phasing us out. You know? Because you know goddamn well the only reason why they allow us to exist is because they need us to farm, right? They need us to deliver shit. They need us to do a bunch of shit. And I could add another example. I don't know, dance around like a monkey at a fucking casino. Come downstairs and say a couple of words at your little fucking Illuminati party in the basement. They need us to do that. But once everything is automated and it just handles its fucking self, do you think you could be a part of that group? What if you were a part of a group that was just going to slowly fucking just phase everybody else out, you know? And somehow it would happen in your lifetime. All right? Like, who would you keep? These are very Hitler-esque type questions, but this is the type of fucking madness that I think everybody's capable of, you know, especially... I don't know, if you travel on the road, some of the dopes you fucking meet out there, watching people getting stirred up, you know. In all honesty, I can't stand, like, the choices that we have for president right now, you know, as it starts to go towards, as a fucking torpedo, that fucking St. Bernard-looking guy, Bernie Sanders, right, his jowls, as they torpedo his fucking campaign, and all Democrats are walking around, he can't win, he can't win. I love that. I love it. Yeah, because you're too much of a pussy to fucking vote for him. That's why, right? So you're going to vote for this clammy fucking crook or this guy who isn't saying anything. But, like, I really believe that, you know, you could talk people into fucking wiping out everybody on the planet. He's very easily. Just listening to Donald Trump, his speeches where he just says absolutely nothing. You know, he said today he was talking to college graduates and he's literally going like, I'm going to bring jobs back to the United States. You wait. There's going to be more jobs here by the time I'm done. It's going to make your head spin. I'm going to have Apple bring manufacturing jobs back from China to here. Okay? And people clapped. He never has to say how he's going to do all. I'm going to plug up the hole in the ozone layer. Water's going to be clear. I'm going to get rid of all terrorism, and that's going to be the first week. Woo! I like this guy. This guy makes sense. He's making it great again. You know? And then you got Hillary out. She just talks through her fucking teeth. It's like, you know, she looks like she should be doing like a ventriloquist act, but the puppet isn't there. I just can't fucking... I don't know. I don't know. I don't fucking know. No idea. And I don't even know who the other guys are. I just heard a couple of them talking, trying to trash Donald Trump, and they sounded pathetic. Just not good speakers. This is a bad one. This is a bad one. You know? Like, I bet people watching, you know, if you got a great college program and a bunch of seniors fucking graduate, and you just go through a bad 4-year period. I think that's what we're coming through. We're coming out of right now. You know? I like this one guy who was saying he was going to get rid of Obamacare if he was elected. And people like applauding. Like, I don't fucking get it. I don't get why. I don't have Obamacare. I guess my tax dollars pay for it, but I don't have any problem with somebody like, I don't want my fellow countrymen walking around with a fucking toothache. You need your spleen removed. Fuck you. Figure it out for yourself. Why don't we help each other out a little more, you know? Why can't we do that? And if elected, anybody needs their spleen out? Donald Trump, I bet I could run. I could run for president if that's all you got to do is just say you're going to do all this awesome shit and you never fucking do it. Everyone will have health care and it will be free. All right. This weekend, by the way. The self-driving cars. Let's get back to that fucking thing. So evidently some self-driving car hit a bus, which is fucking tremendous for anybody who loves driving. That is such a tremendous fucking thing that happened today. Or yesterday, or maybe last year. All I know is I just found the fucking story. I'm so fucking psyched. The self-driving car hit the fucking bus. I mean, even though it was only going like 2 miles an hour, it's just so fucking great because it hit a bus. So all you got to say is just, just be like, well, what if there was a bunch of kids on that bus, right? And then that'll delay it a good 20 fucking years. Let me see if I can find this story. Self-driving. Google says it bears some responsibility after self-driving car hits bus. Can you fucking believe that? Well, was there a person driving the bus? I would say that you have all the fucking responsibility unless this guy literally drove into the fucking thing. Alphabet Incorporated, Google said on Monday, it bears some responsibility after one of its self-driving cars struck a municipal bus in a minor crash earlier this month. The crash may be the first case of one of its autonomous cars hitting another vehicle and the fault of the self-driving car. Dude, this is going to be a shit show. This is just one, and it already hit a fucking bus. You know what I mean? That's lunacy. It's fucking lunacy, man. I will tell you, I think it will cause people to drink like they've never drank before. Most nights I don't drink out here because I drive myself places. I don't fucking Uber. Well, that'll put Uber out of business, right? Well, I guess if you don't have a fucking car. I don't know. Don't you guys like driving? I hope you have the option. My thing is, how is the insurance going to work? Because goddamn well, there's no way the insurance company is going to take that fucking liability on. And they're claiming they're going to get rid of, there'll be no more deaths from car accidents. There's going to be no more accidents. It's going to be just accident free. And this is amazing to me that it's gotten this fucking far, considering, that the amount of times they tried to kill the electric car, right? And big oil companies, that type of thing. You're fucking with their blue blood money. You're not having that. Let's go electrocute an elephant to show how fucking dangerous these cars are, right? So, this is the only thing I can think. These insurance companies, they're making enough money to go down there and whack somebody at ABC Incorporated, right? They fucking do shit like that. You go to a diner and all of a sudden you stagger out going, they poisoned me, and you do a face plant. Then your invention disappears. Oh, I'm going down the rabbit hole. This is why I think they're letting this one go through. Because they're eventually going to get rid of all of us. And when they do that, they're going to have no more limo drivers. So they're like, well, what are we going to do in the future if we want to ride somewhere? I'm not going to drive my car and soil my wealthy hands, am I? And then somebody's like, well, what if we just we'll just make the cars drive themselves? Oh, okay. Okay. Kill them all then. Yes, thank you. Poison them, remove them from the planet. I wonder if they got rid of everybody, how long it would take for this to go back to normal. You have to take all the nuclear waste, right? Just send it out, out into fucking space, right? Send it towards Mars. Just make sure you don't hit the moon. And all you do is just fucking chill out in your little house. I wonder how long it would take to undo all this shit that people leave behind. The fuck are you going to do with all of that? That's all going to go into the soil. That'd take it wouldn't happen in your lifetime. Jesus Christ, I am all over the place, man. What the fuck am I talking about here? Murdering people and self-driving cars. You should see this fucking car, by the way. This fucking self-driving car makes the Volkswagen Beetle look like a goddamn Lamborghini. People on The Simpsons drive a better looking car than that fucking thing. Ugh, they're all going to be the exact same fucking one, right? You'll have your options of 3 different colors. Like white, black, or beige. Oh, man, this is not uplifting. All right, UK, United Kingdom. Dear Bill, when are you coming back to the UK? And are you watching any football, soccer, in between Bruins games? Nah, I've been really fucking busy, so I haven't gotten to watch any of that. I saw a little bit the other day. I don't know, it was in some pub. I always watch it, man. If I stumble upon it, I will watch it. But I'm hoping to do a European tour towards the end of the summer. maybe like in August. It'd be really interesting to go through Scandinavia, you know, when the sun's not going down at 3 in the afternoon, which, to be honest with you, I actually think is pretty fucking cool. You know? I got to admit, when I went to Iceland in December, that's the fucking time to go. Don't go in the summertime when every jerk off is there. You go in the summertime when nobody wants to go. And then you go to that Blue Lagoon fucking spa. That's naturally heated by the fucking volcanoes or whatever the fuck it is. It's incredible. It's fucking incredible. One of the coolest places I've ever been to. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be coming back, doing a big stand-up tour, and I'm going to be adding some Eastern European countries. And I'm really excited about that. A buddy of mine just went to Germany, was saying what a great time they had. And he was actually in a bar and met somebody that knew what my stuff was or something, do some of my stand-up jokes or something. So I'm mostly German. So I would be excited to go back to the motherland there. Speaking of which, I actually watched this documentary. My wife, Tate, was talking the charisma of Adolf Hitler on PBS. And it was this fascinating thing how they talked about just what is charisma, you know, and they had this whole thing was saying how like Hitler had just no functioning relationships with anybody one-on-one, but he just crushed it in front of a crowd. And how he would make them wait and all of that shit. It's fucking hilarious. Like he's waiting to start his speech. Everyone's cheering and he's just standing there until they're dead silent, you know? It reminded me one time I took Nia to go see Erykah Badu, and she comes out and everyone wants her to sing, and she spends the first 5 minutes just walking around lighting the incense. So I'm watching Hitler. She got this from Hitler. It's the same fucking thing. Everybody's like, oh, we need to behave ourselves, and then the performance will begin. But they had all these creepy fucking speeches that he was giving. He was doing this thing where he was going, there's a group of people among us who can basically live anywhere. They do business anywhere. It doesn't matter to them. They live in Paris. Next month they'll live in fucking Vienna. Then they'll live here and blah, 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 blah. With no ties to their homeland. He just keeps spoon feeding them. You know, he won't come out and say it. This group of people, because they have no attachment to Germany. You know, but blah, 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 blah. And then finally somebody in the crowd goes, Jews! Yelled out Jews. And Hitler never addressed it and then just kept going. It was, you have to see this. It is the creepiest, absolutely the creepiest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. And then, but I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you that I learned some things as far as performance in front of a crowd. I mean, you got to give it up. The guy was a beast. I don't even remotely agree with the guy's message, but Jesus Christ. The guy's going out in front of a crowd, you know, a Kevin Hart-sized fucking crowd, and doesn't say a fucking word. It was the exact opposite of the Clippers game. Make some noise, right? Jesus Christ. Hitler's got to come back and start running the NBA. There, I said it. If he can just get past the fact that 99% of the players are African American, I think he could do some great things for the league. I think he'd quiet it down. All right, sorry. Anyways, so I will be going to Eastern Europe. That's what I was trying to say. Or Europe in general. The UK. There we go. All right. I fucked up. Please advise. Dear Billy Ginger Cakes, I am a 26-year-old fucking lady who's a tremendous fan of your work in all its glorious forms. Well, thank you very much. That scene in Efforts for Family with the dad balls when Bill is stuck under the bed is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. Brilliant. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I did something really, then all capitals, really dumb. And I would greatly appreciate your insight because I know you will tell me the ever elusive truth. I won't tell you, well, I'll tell you what I think is the truth. Whether it's the right answer, you got to decide that for yourself. I have been friends with this guy for about 2 years, and now you fucked him and you ruined the friendship. That's what I'm guessing here. We met through a larger group of friends. There was chemistry between us immediately. This guy is he's married. Trying to see how this can go off the rails. This is reading in the beginning like one of those dating sites. They play that stupid piano. That stupid. That dumb shit. This could be a serial killer. This could be a sex offender. I don't know. We met through a larger group of friends. There was chemistry between us immediately. This guy is so funny and so smart and fun to be around. The problem is he has 2 penises. I'm kidding. She didn't write that. But he is also a complete and total whore. Oh, Jesus. Crushing it, and good for him. But exactly the wrong guy to get hung up on. I knew I liked him too much. I couldn't help it, but I thought I could handle being friends with him, and eventually the feelings would pass. Nah, you can't be around guys like that. This guy's a pussy-getting son of a bitch. Right? Dracula would be like, God damn it, that guy's got game, right? I mean, all the ladies love Dracula. He'd come up and start gnawing on their fucking necks, and that was it. Turn them into lady bats, right? Then he'd kick them to the curb, get himself another chick the next day. We started hanging out a lot, at least 2 or 3 nights a week. Sometimes he said things that made me think maybe he liked me too. Then on my birthday, we got drunk and had sex. Called it. Oh, Jesus, she says. Let me be clear. He started it. I just didn't stop it, even though I knew it was a bad idea. You sound like a little kid. He started it. The worst part is when I woke up the next morning in his bed, he was gone. Oh, man. He fled the fucking scene. Bill, the dude shaped hole in the door. What? Told me that he was freaked out. The dude shaped hole in the door? You mean he like literally ran through the door? I think you left some words out, or I'm too fucking old to understand. Is that some new slang? Told me he was too freaked out and I decided to give him some space. He called me 4 days later. I don't remember the conversation. Well, were you drunk? But he said he'd call me back. That was 4 months ago. Clearly, he doesn't give a shit. I get that. But I cannot understand how he could be so much in my life and then just never fucking talk to me again. The fuck, dude? The fuck? You sound cool as hell, by the way. The more immediate problem is that in a few weeks, a mutual friend is having a birthday party, and dude is gonna be there. What the fuck do I do, Bill? How do I face him? Do I confront him? Do I ignore him? I'm bugging out. Please help me. Thank you, and any advice? Oh, Nia's got I wish she was here this week. All right, here's the deal. All right, this isn't about him. This is about you. All right? Be honest with yourself. You kind of said it. You knew what this guy was. You knew who he was. All right? But he just had that fucking thing. All right? He just had that fucking charisma or whatever. And 2 years into it, you're drunk. He started it and you went through it, whatever. You know? He got freaked out and confirmed what you knew all the time, and he fucking left. All right? Now be honest with me. Do you want to fight that fight? Before you met this guy and you fantasized about the man you were going to marry, was this how it was going to play out? Is this something that you want to fucking deal with? You realize you're going to have to, like, trying to bring this fucking fish in, the amount of heartache, the amount of extracurricular activities and all that fucking shit that comes along with a guy like this. Well, why would you do that? Why would you do that to yourself? You don't need this shit. All right? The problem is you're trying to figure out the sanity in somebody's insane behavior. Okay? You knew what he was, and then he confirmed it. And now you're like, does he mean this? How could he just do that? Because he's a fucking lunatic. He's a lunatic. Who knows? Because his dad ran around on his mom. Because his mom took off on his dad. Who the fuck knows? Because of his bullshit. His giant truckload of fucking bullshit, okay, that he has still not even begun to deal with, which is why he's behaving like that around you. You don't fucking need that. Jesus Christ. All the guys in the fucking world, go to the party and have a good time. Just tell them. Just, if you see him, just say, what's up? No need to be weird. Okay? It's over. Whatever. We had a good time. It's fucking over. I knew you were nuts, and now you confirmed it, all right? Stop fucking looking at me like you're seeing a ghost. Like, I would just go there and have a good time. I wouldn't ignore him. I wouldn't confront him. I would just say hello. And then I would go on with having, if he wants to talk to him. If he doesn't, just go on with having a good time. If you bump into him again, say hello again. But don't let that fucking guy ruin your good time. All right? And quit fucking wasting mental time trying to figure out his bullshit. He's not worth it. Fuck him. All right? There you go. Fuck him. Hey, who knows? You might meet Mr. Right at that place. Ooh, oh, this could be the everlasting love. Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, February 22nd, 2016. What's going on? How are ya? How's it going? Happy Monday to each and every one of you. I was going to say to every one of you, then I decided to throw in each, so that's why the each sounded weird there. Just to let you know, it's another beautiful day out here in Los Angeles. Getting ready to go out to Foxwoods this weekend, right? Yeah, Friday I'll be in New York City, and then Saturday and Sunday I'm going to be at Foxwoods, and it's going to be, hopefully, going to be a good time. I'm going to do a bunch of stand-up this week, so I'm not rusty. Old Freckles can't be walking in there rusty. And definitely looking forward to getting back there, although I heard it's fucking freezing. But whatever. I can visit winter. I'm a big fucking Southern California softy now. I get there, my teeth chattering when it gets in the 40s. It's actually not true. And that shit, too, where they go, oh, your blood thins out. Your blood thins out. Then you go back, you can't handle the cold. It's like, no, that's not what happens. You have access to information in a beautiful life that you could be living still within the parameters of this great country. All you people back there shoveling that wet snow, I'm just letting you don't have to do it. I took my dog out this morning. Ba-doo, ba-doo, doo. You know what I had on? I had on a windbreaker. Just walking down the street. I could sit on my back porch in the sun right now. Okay? And burn another couple of cancer causing freckles into the top of my head while I had a little bit of cornflakes. Sitting out there like that douche in the old Grape Nut commercials. There's always some guy, right? He'd come out. It was like he was a man's man, but a pretty boy. Like Tom Brady, except he couldn't throw a football. That guy, right? And he'd come out with the impossibly white robe. Brand new white robe. They even fucking bleached it, right? The whitest shit ever. And he's got a little fucking bowl of grape nuts. Always had some fruit in there because he had that kind of time. This guy was so successful. He had the time to cut up fruit into his fucking grape nuts, and he'd go out on his back porch and just chill. I remember as a little boy, as a little orange-headed fucking freckled pussy, I remember watching that, just going like, that guy's living the life. Look at him. Look how white that robe is. He's got fruit in his fucking grape nuts. This guy's crushing it. Who's he fucking? Come on, I want to see the rest of his life. Let me see his lady. And that was the genius of that commercial. They never showed his bra. I don't think they did. Maybe she came out afterwards. I don't think so. But that's the genius of it. It left you wanting more. And you started thinking about his life, and you started thinking, you know what? If I start eating grape nuts, maybe I'll have an impossibly white robe, and I'll come out, and I'll actually have pigment in my skin, Nice full head of hair, and I'll walk out on my deck barefoot, Looking like I got all the money in the world. I got all the answers, confidence, hell, and I even have time to cut up fruit in my cereal. I want that life. And here it is years later. To this day, I'm still eating grape nuts. Sure, I never got the pigment. Yeah, I lost the hair. You know, had some structural damage to my house, you know, but I have time to cut up some fruit, man. It's my life. Sorry. Anyways, yeah, so your blood doesn't thin out. It doesn't thin out. You just know what it's like to experience an 85-degree day in fucking February. And then you go back, you're just like, what the... You know what it's like? It's like, you ever see a rich person have to stand in line? It's the combination of frustration and confusion. It's more confusion than frustration. It's more like, wait, I don't wait. I got money. Like, who wants this? Who do I give this to so I can go around this? I don't want to be with these animals. These are the people that make my dreams come true. They show up at my factory. All right? They put the nut and bolt in the widget that I bought off of somebody else. They came in with the design. They didn't have any money. I made them sign a piece of paper where I own the patent to their idea. I go around all this. Right? Rich guy thoughts. And then there's just that confusion of like, why am I don't do this anymore. That's what West Coast people who've lived on the East Coast, then when they go back east, you know, when we parrot troop into fucking winter, that's what we think. Like, I don't do this anymore. These chap-faced fucking animals back here, I'm not fucking doing this. Shoveling wet snow, stretching out your back, you know, all excited because you got a new snowblower. You know, that's your winter. That's for you. I go around that, man. I don't do that shit. I'm out on my back porch in a bathrobe eating some grape nuts. That's how I'm doing it. Dude, my fucking dog is laying on his bed right now, okay? It's like from the neck down, it's on the bed. And then like its head is hanging off of the bed onto the hardwood floor. I mean, it looks literally like it got hit by a tranquilizer. All right, and you know what I did with the dog today? This is why she's so exhausted. After at least 11 hours sleep last night, the fucking thing goes to bed at like 7 at night. It's hilarious. Like whenever I'm watching the game and I'm just sitting there, she's like over in the corner, just curled up in a ball, sound asleep. Okay, which is why now I can't get her off this clock here. I don't know how to keep her up, you know? Because she keeps waking me up at like 5:30, 5:45 in the morning. It's driving me nuts. So anyways, so now, after 11 hours of sleeping, all I did was I took it around the block. That's it. She looks like she ran a marathon. I don't fucking know. I don't understand why they're so goddamn sleepy all the time. I've had dogs my whole life. I've never seen a dog sleep the way this fucking thing sleeps. Then it gets up at 5:30 in the morning like a goddamn drill sergeant. The only thing it's missing is, you know, remember in Full Metal Jacket when the guy came walking in and he was beating the billy club against the empty trash can? That's basically what she does to me every morning, except it's way more adorable. I'll be like sound asleep, and then I'm woken up to a cold nose doing that fucking psycho way they sniff it. Does that shit. That fucking... her paintbrush tongue. And I'm like, ah! That's how I wake up every morning. I'm one of those people, once you wake me up, it's fucking over, all right? Just to let you know, in case you're ever sleeping next to me. You know, keep it quiet. All right, dilemma. Here is a dilemma for you. Dear Bill. Dear Billiam. My girlfriend said no gifts for Christmas. She looked me dead in the eye and said, please, no gifts this year. Wow, that's great. To give you the backstory, we got engaged a month ago and are also going to London in February. She's not the type of girl to bullshit about this or test me like some psycho. She really meant it. This is a tough one. I was thinking about making her a card or something lame/awesome like that. What can I do that doesn't count as a gift but still says I needed to give you something? All your listeners are probably going to suggest giving her the dick. There you go. I think that's a great idea. This is what you do. You go out and you buy a little thread that you can tie into a bow. You wrap it, you tie it around your fucking dick. And then you put on some Christmas music. Oh, here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Right down Santa Claus Lane. And you just run in like high kicking with your junk just flapping in the wind with the bow around it. All right? If you do that, I bet you'll never have to buy her anything else for Christmas again because she'll probably leave you. And there you go. All your problems will be solved. I don't know. Do you think she really means it? You know? Don't buy me anything for Christmas. Oh, God. Do they ever say what they mean? It's always a game. It's always a test. They're higher thinkers. They're a higher level being. They speak in metaphors wrapped up in an enigma with a riddle and something else from fucking JFK Strikes Back with the Empire. Whatever it is. What could you get her? Why don't you just make her breakfast wearing a Santa hat? Something simple like that. You know why? You know why I don't buy this? Because it's never enough. Even if you go out and you get him some shit, it's not going to be enough. There's always something. Something needs to be worked on. Something needs to happen. What are we doing here? All right. Traveling with girlfriend/fiance. Hey, Billy Bourdain, I have to disagree with your advice from last week for the guy with the sound engineering job. He said he was a sound engineer in the letter you read out loud. Then later in your response, you mentioned something about building bridges and then again on Twitter. Just a heads up. Dude, this guy is fucking relentless. Some of you guys, you're fucking relentless. Like reprimanding me. All right, so I fucked this fucking thing up. So let me guess. Okay, I think if he's planning on... I like how you think that being a sound engineer, even though I fucked it up, like that's not a quality job. You know what I mean? What do you know? You'd be working in films, right? Isn't that what that job is? Recording bands? That's a fucking great job, and it's a hard... You know what? I'm going to look it up right now before I get another fucking 20 goddamn tweets and emails from you. Sound engineer. An audio engineer working with technical aspects of sound during the process of recording, mixing, and reproduction. Audio engineers often assist record producers and musicians to help give their work the sound they are hoping to achieve. Yeah, that's a fucking badass job that people want to do. All right. Let me get back here. So here we go. I think if he's planning on spending his life with this girl, traveling and having a great time would be a make or break deal for marriage. She said she wanted to travel a year. Suppose it's only 7 months and they go to 7 continents. They even go to fucking Antarctica. Okay, over the course of a year, they get to bang in 7 continents in a year, eat amazing food, see amazing things, and pretty much live their lives like it's a movie. You looked at the negative side, which is fair, but also how often do these things happen? I'd hate to be the guy that didn't take that chance if it were presented. God knows I would. Of course, it all depends on their attitudes and if they're fun people with positive outlooks and good communication. Food for thought. Hey, dude, just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean I went the negative route. I was giving him advice from my heart, which is fucking positive. I'm saying he's got a great job that he was nervous about fucking leaving. Those are his words, not mine. And this is another thing too, dude. You're a fucking man. Okay? If you're not making money, it's not like you can make a baby other than dump your jizz in somebody. You need women can literally create life. Okay? You're like the butter in the fucking pan. I don't know. Maybe I'm old school. I feel like the man should make a fucking living. You got to come home and you got to make enough money that your woman and your family is fucking comfortable. And if you're doing that, you're a fucking man. All right? If you want to go travel around the world on some woman's fucking dime and leave your career behind for a fucking year, a critical goddamn year, and have to start all over again, I think that's nuts. I think that's fucking nuts. All right? Agree to disagree. I can tell you this, dude. When I started out doing stand-up, I was doing this shit every single fucking night. Every night, I had a singular focus. What I was trying to do was a job that a lot of people would like to do. So it took a ridiculous level of commitment. And I watched people who didn't fucking traveled the world. Didn't even have that fucking option. But I watched people not work at it as hard as they could have. And 20 years later, I see the results of that. So that's all I'm saying with this guy. To put play before work is just not how I'm wired. You know what I mean? You're making it seem like this guy, if he takes the sound engineering job, will never have the money or never have the option to go around and travel the world. I don't know. I just feel like as me personally, if I was going to travel the world, it's got to be on my fucking dime. Okay? And my life has to be in a place where I can leave it for a fucking year. If I'm just getting started in a career and I'm just starting to push that fucking rock up the hill and I'm going to go fucking leave and play footsie with some chick, even if she's going to be the chick I'm going to fucking marry for an entire goddamn year, then I'm going to come back and start all over again, I would be going out of my fucking mind. I have to be honest with you, too. As much as I've traveled, there's always a point, and it's usually anywhere between 7 to 10 days into the trip where I just want to go home. I want to sleep in my own bed. I want to be fucking, hanging out with my dog. And not to mention that, I love being a comedian. I want to do some shows. It's fun. So agree to disagree, sir. Agree to disagree. All right? Food for thought. Ugh. Did you type that wearing a sweater with candles on in the background? Candles on? Candles lit? Okay. He said, and go to Cape Carp yourself. Carpe? I don't know what it is. Go seize yourself like Carpe Diem. Okay, go Carpe. Okay, I just can't bear to have you not get the reference and hope someone writes in about it next week. Sorry, thanks. Oh, go Carpe yourself. Oh, I thought it said go to Carpe. Go Carpe yourself. Carpe Diem. Yeah, see, I love how seize the day is just fuck off to your life and go travel around the world. And like seize the day isn't like, you know what? I've made inroads in this really difficult line of work and I'm going to stick with this. Dude, I fucking, something? I started out with comics who did that and stayed home with their family and watched the fucking Patriots game instead of going out and doing a hell gig. I'm telling you, it all fucking matters. It all matters. Wait, what would I know? What the fuck do I know? I did it the way I did it. I'm not fucking traveling the world on somebody else's inheritance. What kind of a fucking bum am I? I'm not fucking doing that. What am I? You know what? I'll do that if you give me a pair of fucking gold digging pumps and I'll fucking rock around in those all goddamn year. I'm going to travel the world. I'm fucking paying for it. I think that says something about you, too, if you feel like, you don't have any problem going around the fucking world on somebody else's dime. I want to earn it. Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast from Monday, December 28th, 2015, the final Monday of 2015. All right, what are you going to do with it, huh? You going to take advantage of it? You going to get out there and fucking, I just saw this really douchey commercial. I'm recording this Sunday while I'm watching the end of the Seattle game and watching the Packers get their fucking asses kicked by the Cardinals. I just saw this commercial, right? There's this lady. She's in her car, right? Cute as a button, driving along, and she's in this city, and she's like, there's over 2,460,317 people in this city, and only one me. And then she goes, I like those odds. And then this chick starts singing, this is my fucking fight, or whatever the fuck it said. This is stupid. I never seen hype over absolutely nothing. Like, what do you mean you like those odds? Is there a way to improve those odds? Are you going to drive up on the sidewalk and try to lower the fucking numbers? Yeah, I like those. Yeah, I don't feel like fucking taking out anybody today. I guess I can live with that. Ugh. Is this like the result of like sports, like athletes and rappers and stuff shit talking? It's become such a part of the culture that you got to say something dumb like that? Like back in the day, you'd move to the city and you'd be like, oh, Jesus Christ, look at all these people.
Well, I put my head down and I give it the old college try, and hopefully things work out for me and I could get my own little piece of the pie here.
Right? Now it's all going to be like, yeah, it's fucking 3 million people here and just me. Yeah, suck my dick. I can handle that. You fucking driving down the street in your Ford Focus. The fuck are you talking about? What do you got in the trunk of your car that gives you that much confidence, huh? What do you got? You got some gold bars, huh? Anyways, I'm watching the end of the Seattle game here because I feel like the Seahawks are going to come back. You know, old Sneaky Pete. Everybody's fucking talking about this guy. They're talking about that guy. Slowly but surely, Seattle is clawing their way back into it. Hopefully they'll be on the road so we don't have to listen to how loud they are again.
We're here in Seattle. It's such a loud stadium. Look how loud they are.
You know what's weird about Seattle? You don't see one lumberjack in the fucking crowd, you know, with all the logging that goes on up there. It's a bunch of coffee drinking cunts wearing a little Kurt Cobain fucking goatee. You'd think every once in a while you'd find somebody actually wearing a flannel because they're a lumberjack, not because they're into Pearl Jam. That's all I'm saying. Did Eddie Vedder, did he used to cut down trees? How about Kurt Cobain? Did they used to do that stuff? Is that what they did? Is that why they dressed like that? Or were they dressing like lumberjacks in an ironic way? And a foreshadowing of the hipster movement that took hold somewhere in the mid-2000s. Or maybe they were just cold. You know, it's always raining out there, and they have to sing. Maybe they wanted to protect their instrument. I don't fucking know. I saw a guy jogging down the street today in jeans and like these sneakers that were mocking running sneakers. And then he had a T-shirt on and this weird sort of tank top and the exact same haircut of people I used to see have in like 1975. You know, it was just like, you're trying really fucking hard. I don't understand it. I don't understand just your whole fucking wardrobe and your look is mocking another decade. Is that what it is? I don't know. I don't pretend to know. Anyways, let's talk a little sports here. As much as people can't fucking stand, a lot of people can't stand. I don't give a shit. You know, I don't give a shit. I don't have any advertising this week. Okay, that's what it's come down to. You know, me being a smart aleck and all of these fucking ads, right? And then you guys egging me on. Oh yeah, I'm blaming you. You guys egging me on. You know, I can't walk away from a fucking easy laugh. Now look at me. I'm ending the year empty-handed. 60 minutes of podcasting and no advertising. And only just one me. I like those odds. What a fucking douche. Oh, good Lord. I'd rather eat glass than fucking have to watch that whole fucking YOLO. You know how we do. Ugh, everything is so fucking important. Me and my bros. Oh, don't I just sound like an angry old man? I'm not actually. I'm actually got my feet up. I'm drinking a Miller. I'm having a good time. There's a snow globe within reach. I mean, I don't have a lot to complain about. You know, when we're all extinct, I think that's going to be the big thing that aliens will look at one day, you know, that they'll find. They'll unearth is snow globes, and they'll try to figure out what the fuck they meant. You know, they probably think it was some sort of power source. They hovered their hands over it. Boyfriend's smoking habit. Hey, Mr. Burr, love the podcast and the stand-up. Come to Rochester, New York soon. I would love... Oh, you know what? You know what? There's a Buffalo date and a Syracuse date in the works. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Whoever this is writing this shit. What the fuck? I just scrolled down. Sorry. Love the podcast and the stand-up. Come to Rochester, New York. I would appreciate some advice from yourself and the lovely Nia if she's available. She ain't here today, man. All right. I've been with my boyfriend for almost 2 years, and since day one, I knew of his daily weed smoking habit. He doesn't let it hinder his life. Still very social. faithful going to work every day. He's scheduled. He eats healthy, and he goes to the gym 4 to 5 days a week. I've tried getting used to it since it's something that he does, and it isn't a problem in his life. But I've never wanted to try drugs or alcohol, so I don't know what the feeling of being under the influence of something is like. Now because of that, my problem is, unless I see him during the day, and even then he'll take a hit, he's not sober. Is it wrong of me to be concerned that whenever he sees me, he's under the influence of something? Whenever we go to the movies or a comedy show, he'll bring half a cookie so we can, quote, enjoy the show more. And why don't I want him to relax after work by vaping a bag and hanging out with me? Considering this habit hasn't hindered his life in any way, do I have a reason to be uneasy about this? I understand why he does it, and he tells me it doesn't affect his feelings about me and about us being together, but it still makes me uneasy whenever I know he's high. Yeah, well, I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it. And if he enjoys it, he enjoys it. So you both know where you stand. I got to be honest. I mean, if someone was drinking every day, there would be probably an issue with that. Although there's no medicinal purposes for alcohol, is there? Unless they're taking an arrow out of your back. Don't they like rub some on your gums or some shit? I can't remember how it goes. You take a shot. Is that what it is? You bite down on a fucking garden hose? I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, if he's getting fucking baked all the time and he always, so he'll enjoy it more, yeah, that's a little bit of a red flag. Honestly, if you're fucking doing it every day and you're never really sober, and you just sort of constantly just sort of high, that's probably not a good way to go through life, but it is his choice. I would just tell him, just be like, look, I'm not saying you can't smoke, but like you're high all the time. And I'm sober, so I'm constantly talking to a buzzed you. And it bothers me. I would just tell him that. And I think that it's going to bother him because when you fucking smoke weed like that, it's a religion. You know what I mean? It's not like, every day he comes home and he does this one little thing, puts his shoes in the wrong spot or some shit. This is like you're talking about his state of consciousness when he's around you at all fucking times, basically. You want him to alter that. So that's kind of a major change. He didn't tell me how old he was, but I don't know. I don't know much about weed. I know some people say they get productive when they're using it and that type of stuff, but I don't know. I really feel that, and this is somebody who's like realized that his drinking is out of control again. So I've stopped for the last fucking 3 days. I mean, I really have to watch it with myself, okay? Because I have the kind of job where, I can get fucked up every night, basically, and then sleep in the next day. Now, granted, my career would suffer and I wouldn't get anywhere. And eventually, but I mean, I could do some, before like my career totally did a fucking nosedive, provided I didn't like, do something stupid like fucking, get behind the wheel of a car, fucking assault somebody. If I was just getting drunk every day, yeah, that would affect where I was in the business, but it'd be like a long 7-year, like tapering off, back to doing the Comedy Vault at Remington's in Boston, which doesn't exist anymore. But, I don't know. I just personally, I know I really got to watch it. And my thing about people who smoke weed is the fact that they can be on it and nobody really knows. Like, and once they're high all the time, they're experienced being high and they can just go to work being high. And you can't do that drunk. You can't go to work like, shotgun a beer and walk in. People just know it just doesn't work. But I'm not 100% against it the way I used to in the early days of this podcast when I didn't know a lot about it. Now I'm understanding that there's certain people, if they have really active minds, they need to fucking chill out. It's actually a great thing for them. But I really think if you're doing it all the fucking time like that, yeah, like there's probably cause for an issue there, to bring it up like, hey, you kind of fucking basically wasted every time I talk to you. And then also, that whole thing, he brings half a cookie so he can enjoy the show. It's like you can't enjoy it sober. Like those are kind of some red flags. I don't know. And I also think that you can get addicted to that shit. You know? I think your guy is, to be honest with you. People always think, nah, you're not really addicted to it. Oh, yeah, you just do it every waking moment. You can't fucking enjoy something unless you're under the influence of it. There's something there. It's just because it's such a mellow thing, and it's not like, you know, I got a buddy of mine from back in the day, dude. He's completely fucking addicted to that shit. He says, I love weed because it turns my life into a movie. And, you know, he's basically been high since we were sophomores in high school. And without a doubt, it's fucked with his memory. Without a doubt, it's fucked with his drive. You know, I don't know. But I understand wanting to get fucked up every day, personally. It's fun. And the thing with weed, it's so easy. A couple of puffs and then boom, you're there. You know, drinking takes it out. I got to stop talking about this. So I'm going to have a drink. I said I'd take a week off here. So, all right. Well, good luck with that. I would just say how you're feeling. And if he gives you shit back, I'd just be like, look, I mean, I'm not being an asshole here. You just like, you're high every day. Can you just like not be high a couple days a week? But like, how do you do that and not feel like you're infringing on this guy's fucking lifestyle? I mean, I don't know. I would bring it up to him, as I said 20 minutes ago before I meandered my way through that. Sorry about that. All right.